Hi friends, my name is Rajan Kumar and today I am very glad to launch a new YouTube channel which will be fully educational based channel in which lectures will be provided and I will act as a faculty of Trinetra Pathshala which I have kept the name of my coaching institute. This channel Trinetra Pathshala will be fully dedicated for the students who are willing to participate for the UPSC civil service examinations and also for the students who are preparing for different state civil service examinations. Apart from meeting the requirements of the UPSC and various PCS examinations, it will also cater to the needs of the students who are preparing for different government service examinations like sub-inspector, SSC CGL, ACIO2 means IB and CAPF etc. See, though it will be fully dedicated for the preparation of UPSC, okay, and my instruction and my medium of instruction will be English medium. Though seeing the large number of students who are going for the examinations, preparing for the civil service examinations through Hindi medium, I will try to use some words in Hindi or some sentences I will speak in Hindi so that they could also be so that they could also easily understand, okay. But once again I repeat that I will this channel will be fully for English medium students, but I will try my level best that Hindi medium students should also not face any problem. So for their convenience I will translate some of the words and sentences into Hindi, okay. So see, let us first try to understand the syllabus of UPSC and how the questions are asked and what subject you should choose for your mains, and so that if you choose such kind of subject, then definitely it will give you some preference in essay writing as well as in GS section also, okay. So before selecting your optional subject, be careful and if possible try to invest some time, okay, at least 10 or 15 days, because you will also need to look that the subject you are choosing is of your choice, or you are choosing that subject only because somebody else have spoken you about that. So don't do that. Always try to choose only that subject in which for optional, in which you have interest, okay, and you don't get boring, okay. So UPSC, the pattern of examinations, as you all know that the pattern of examination is 3 step: PT, mains, see the pattern of examination is PT, mains and then interview, okay. So my focus will be from the first day onwards, my primary focus will be to prepare you people, to make you people prepare for pre and mains, okay. And for interview it is a thing which will be dealt later, okay. So for PT it has 2 sections, one part CSAT and the other GS. Okay. Here for CSAT, through CSAT examinations, the UPSC board actually tries to test your quantitative aptitude, your skills, and your approach to problem solving. Means your decision making approach, part as well as your language test is also taken, that how much skilled you are in language. So I will mainly focus for the GS, mains, GS optional, for optional also. Okay. So my focus will be for GS. Okay. Qualifying CSAT is not a big task for them whose schooling background is very excellent. For them CSAT qualifying is not a big thing. Okay. So my focus area is GS. And for mains, see, GS, optional, see, for mains GS optional and essay. Okay. So if you select a subject, a good subject, preliminary examination has two sections, CSAT and GS. Okay. For this section, students who have a good schooling background does not get any kind of problem, So it is qualifying, this is not a big thing. So my focus area will be GS part. Okay. And for mains examination has three main component. Main examinations has three main component: GS, optional, and essay. Okay. So any serious candidate who is serious about their preparation, if takes a good optional subject, for the preparation of mains, then naturally he will apart from mains examination has three main components: GS, optional, and essay. So any serious student who is preparing for optional paper, after doing much analysis and thinking, will definitely choose a right subject which will definitely help him in his GS paper as well as also for essay paper. Okay. So selecting a good optional subject will give you an advantage in terms of time, because if you select any subject in which you do not have any interest, and after investing some 1 or 2 months, now you think that no, you have chosen a wrong subject, and you should have chosen that subject. So, okay, so after doing an analysis for this, if you choose a right subject according to your choice and in which you have an interest, okay, then definitely it will save your precious time in the preparation, which is a must. Okay. See, wastages of unnecessary time is fatal for any aspirant. If you if you take a good decision in selecting your optional paper, then definitely you take an advantage over the other aspirants who have done a mistake. Okay, so if you are selecting a optional paper which is going to definitely benefit or cover the same syllabus as it of your GS as well as the syllabus of essay part, then definitely it will save your time in preparation, because UPSC exam covers a vast syllabus for which apart from your intelligence, labor also it also requires hard labor, and for which you will need to spend a much time. So a good optional subject will help you. A good optional subject will definitely help you in preparing GS as well as essay at the same time. It will definitely cover 30% for essay, or 20% or 30% of your GS part. Then definitely it will be a big advantage for you. So see, I am going to give you you people an idea about which fields are covered, questions from which fields are covered in GS paper. Okay, so see, geography, history, economics, geography, history, economics, polity, science, current affairs, current affairs, environment, security, international affairs, here it is GS mains. Here objective type of questions is asked. Okay, here objective type of questions is asked. So if you so maximum focus is given for mains. Here the same topics are also covered. The same topics are also covered here. Okay, but here a detailed knowledge and detailed study is necessary, and also a special focus is to be given here. Okay, in answer writing, in good answer writing, in order to develop in you a good answer writing skills, you will have to spend a lot of time here, so that you will be able to write a good answer in a standard language. Okay, so the most vital part of your preparation is here, mains. And for mains there are three components in which you have to do a hard labor, So choose in my advice, choose any right subject for optional, so that again repeating I am again I am repeating the same thing, the necessity for choosing a right kind of optional. See, the most vital part of your UPSC exam is mains. Qualifying mains with a good marks will definitely going to provide you a good rank. If you score good marks in mains examination, then definitely you will achieve a good rank in the examinations. Okay, so outperforming in this area is much needed for any candidate. So if you choose a right optional, then half of your work is finished. So if you choose a right kind of subject for your optional, then 50% of your work has been completed, because optional is such an area, optional subject is such an area which will definitely help you, or it covers the syllabus of GS as well as your essay part. So try to choose the such optional whose syllabus is small. Optional syllabus should be small, it should be conceptual and not very factual, and it should be a subject of your choice, and in which you have an interest. Whenever you read this subject, you should read it with much interest. Okay, then it should also, means I am talking about the optional subject, it should also cater to your needs of essay writing, and it should also cover your GS part. Okay, so opting for any language paper like Urdu, Sanskrit, Maithili, Tamil, Bangla, etc., one should always try to select optional paper from the subject list, which will also cover your GS syllabus as well as also fulfill your requirement of essay writing. Okay, like subjects like, I will recommend you subjects like polity, geography, history, economics. Okay, because economical essays are asked, and economics is also a vital portion of GS. Okay, and also in GS, here one thing I should add. See, I have tried to explain you here some of the areas from which the questions are asked in GS, but here I have left 2 or 3 more topics like ethics and governance. Okay, from which questions are asked in mains. See, apart from this topic, here in mains GS syllabus, questions are also asked from governance and ethics. See, when you choose any subject from geography, history, economics, polity, okay, here ethics, philosophy. If you have taken philosophy, then it will definitely help you in your ethics examinations to score more marks. Okay, and for governance, if you have public administration, as an optional subject, public administration as an optional subject, then definitely it will fulfill your requirement of GS mains where governance is another topic from another area from which questions are directly asked. And besides fulfilling your GS requirements, public administration topic, as it is subject related with the administration of the country, so in essay also it will going to help you, because if administration based questions are asked, see, public administration will help you in GS for governance topic, and it will also help you for administrative essay. Okay, similarly philosophy, will help you in writing a good philosophy will also help you in ethics, means it will also cover your GS section. Okay, and if you choose any one of the 4 subjects, then it will help you in GS as well as in essay. Okay, so in essay and GS, definitely economics and polity will help you, because see, first let me cover the syllabus of the essay, from which areas the essays questions are asked. See, essays are polity based, polity, socio, environmental, science and tech based, governance based. Okay, economic essay, see, security based essay can be of essay which are asked can be of any can be from any one of the area, such as essay can be political, socio, environmental based essay, science and tech based essay, governance based, economics based, and security based essay. Okay, so when you choose optional, seeing your requirements for GS syllabus as well as essay, then if you choose any good optional subject, then it will definitely help you in your preparation of GS as well as your essay. All you need is to only enhance your skills in good answer writing. Otherwise, it will definitely going to save your precious time. If you take Tamil, or if you choose Bangla as your optional, then definitely you will have to focus more and you will have to give more your time for preparation of Bangla as an optional, apart from preparing for these subjects. Apart from preparing for these subjects, you will have to spend your extra time in preparation for optional subject, in the preparation of optional subject. So it will be a good decision if you choose optional subject from the area which will cover your GS requirement as well as your essay requirement. So nothing is to worry. I will prepare you people for public administration as an optional subject. Apart from teaching you all GS, I will try to cover whole syllabus of GS, and for optional I will teach you all public administration. Okay. Because public administration is a subject whose syllabus is small. Okay. Apart from its syllabus, it has many advantages over other subjects. Let me explain you. See, I am making you people explain the advantages of public administration subject over other optional subjects. See, public administration. See, first of all, it has a short syllabus. Means, if the first thing for public administration is that it has a short syllabus. So if you qualify your preliminary examinations and you are going to appear for your mains examination, then there is always a requirement of each and every student that he should revise his subjects within time. Okay, because you don't get much time for revision. So if the syllabus is short, then you will revise it in a short span of time. So it will help you in saving your time. Okay, short syllabus. Then it is a social science subject. Which is conceptual. As it is a social science subject, it is conceptual. So there is not much factual data which you will have to remember by your heart, because remembering things gets boring for most of the students. So if it is conceptual, then you will have to only understand the whole things and the concepts and then make an analysis of the subject. So the subject becomes easier. So most of the students select public administration as an optional only because it is a conceptual subject, because this subject is easier and interesting for the students who have a management background, as well as for science background students, and also for the students who have a commerce background. It is also easier for them. Okay. See, first let me speak something about public administration. Paper 1, paper 2. For optional mains, there are two papers, paper 1 and paper 2. for any optional subject. It is divided into two parts, paper 1 and paper 2. In paper 1 you have only to study about theories of administration. About theories of administration. Students, each and every students who have an engineering background and management background studies this topic in their college life when they are students of engineering or management colleges. Okay, so theories of administration, each one of the students studies there. And also it is also helpful for the students of commerce background. Apart from this, see, in paper 2 you have to study about the executives. In paper 2 you will have to study about the executive, the function of executive. Function of executive. In paper 2 you have to study about the function of executives as well as government organs, as well as function of executives as well as organs of the government. Okay, government organizations. Okay, government organizations like UPSC, SSC, board वगैरह, board etc. And also apart from studying about the government organizations, you will also need to study about the non-governmental organizations like NGOs, SHGs, etc. See, how easy is the syllabus of public administration. When you prepare your polity for GS, then your portion of executives gets covered. Then only you have to study about the government organs and organizations and some non-governmental organizations etc. And for this part, paper 1, you will have to study only the theories of administration. Okay, organization, hierarchy etc. Okay, so syllabus of public administration is very small. Okay, so let me speak some more words essential for you people to select your optional. Okay, short syllabus, it is a social science subject which is conceptual. Okay, see, it covers your governance, topic for GS. Governance topic for your GS mains. GS mains. It also fulfills your requirement of essay writing. Okay, apart from these, it is an interesting subject. Apart from this, it is an interesting subject because in this subject familiar about the administration of the country. See, so for optional, definitely I will teach you public administration, which is a interesting subject, and my focus will be to make this subject an interesting for you people also. Okay, now let me speak something about your GS paper, GS section also. Okay, GS parts. See, conventional GK, current affairs, conventional GS and current affairs. Conventional GS is what? Conventional GS is the area and the subject which you covered during your schooling time and your college time. Okay, so if your and your understanding for the subject is necessary for this section. If you develop a good concept of this portion, means conventional GK, then 80% of your work is done and your IS exam becomes easier. For the IS exam, there is no word like toughest exam if and only if your conventional GK portion is complete and you have a good understanding, and if you have a good understanding of the subject and your concepts are crystal clear. Okay, most of the students are not been able to make their concepts clear. That is why they do not qualify the mains examination. But once you have your concepts clear, then definitely no one is going to stop you from the qualifying of this examination. Okay, so let me highlight some of the features. See, conventional GS, economics, environment, science, that is physics, chemistry, bio, geography, polity, history, current affairs is the developments, ongoing developments that are taking place these days in a current span of time, in current period. That thing. So what kind of incidents or decisions are being taken in a current period of time? See, always see, decisions or the improvements always come from these areas only. These areas means a sphere of life of human beings are shaped by the decisions taken in these areas. Okay, the decisions taken by democratic countries as well as socialist countries in these sector, in economics, environment, science, geography, polity, history, security, okay, international relations. Okay, so developments which are taking place in these areas only are only come under this section, under current affairs. Okay, so current affairs section only enhances your this part, your conventional GK, that it proves that how much alert or conscious you are about the developments that are taking place near you or across you, and far means internationally and nationally, whatever developments. So current affairs is the study of these areas only that are taking place this time. Okay, so there will be decisions, economical decisions or plans, economical, social, political, science, geographical, historical discoveries, okay, security and international affairs. Okay, so this part, current affairs, will only boost your conventional GS part. So your focus should be given to this section only, conventional GS, which covers your 80%. Okay, only 20% you supplement this. For example, current affairs is like only such things that after taking our meal we take supplements, supplements like vitamins, capsules of vitamins, etc. Or Bournvita, Horlicks. It is like that only. Your current affairs, it only boosts your answer. It makes the board feel, the examiner feel that the examinee is alert and conscious. Apart from his conventional knowledge, he is also having the knowledge of the current issues. Okay, so you people should always try to make your concepts of conventional GK crystal clear. Once your concepts are clear, then definitely the IS exam will appear for you people the easiest exam. Any exam will appear easiest only when your conventional GK stuff, I mean to say the syllabus and the study materials. Okay, only when your GS stuff, conventional GS stuff is clear, you understood the whole things, and the concepts are crystal clear to you. Then two more things which any candidate thinks before doing his before starting his preparation. Anybody thinks English medium students are outperforming these days whereas the Hindi medium students are lagging behind in getting their best good ranks in UPSC civil service examination. Means best rank, I mean to say rank 1 to 100, getting a rank between rank 1 to 100. Why Hindi medium students are lagging behind? His trend was that Hindi medium students used to get good rankings, but now there is a dominance of Hindi English medium students as well as the students from the science background. Okay, so the number of successful candidates from the arts as well as Hindi background students are falling, whereas the dominance of English medium as well as those of science background are getting more and more results. About the science background, I mean to say I am including medical, engineering as well as science stream students taken together. Okay, see, science background, candidate, arts, see the basic differences between the science background students as well as arts background students. See, science background students uses scientific approach in solving the problems as well as scientific approach for the preparation of the examinations. They adopt scientific approach for the preparation of examination. So number one, scientific approach. Analytical minds. Scientific approach, analytical minds, interest in subject. Interest in subject. Laborious. They are rational. They are rational means ये लोग एक तार्किक सोच रखते हैं, तर्कपूर्ण तरीके से किसी चीज़ का तैयारी करना और उन पे विचार करना, मीन्स दे आर रैशनल. सो दीज आर द क्वालिटीज which science background students possess, whereas arts background candidates always tries to remember things rather than understanding the concepts. They try to learn the things by heart or remember the things by heart rather than understanding the concepts. They think it fit for them to remember all the things rather than to understand. This is the most common drawback, or you can say the demerits of the arts background student. Okay, and these qualities they don't possess. Okay, and one thing also, background is decided after their higher secondary, after they have qualified their higher secondary school examination. I mean to say that till matric or till their board 10th board examinations, there is no dissimilarity that which student is from which background. Till 10th standard, each and every student have the same background. Okay, then the distinctions come only after 10th. Okay, means 2 year after 10, means after their 10, after 10th. Okay, it is decided. If he has an interest in science, then he will be science background student after 10th, and if he is weak in science, then definitely he will choose arts, and henceforth he will be called as arts background student. Okay, so after 10th till 12, okay, I told you laborious, science background student laborious. See, if a student of science background carries 40 kilo, if a science background student is in a habit of carrying 40 kilo of weight, okay, and whereas arts background student is capable of taking 25 kilo weight. See, I am changing this 40 kilo weight in terms of study, means syllabus and labor of the student. Okay, if this 40 kilo is the toughness or the vastness of the syllabus, then definitely science background student will always try to lift this weight by adopting some scientific approach. Will research that how he should invent the things in his mind, that he will be able to do this job more easily, more and more easily. Okay, so his mind becomes creative. Okay, whereas the students of arts background does not possess these kind of qualities. So he is carrying 40 kilo, okay, and he is carrying only 25 kilo weight. Here he is doing his work of 40 kilo by understanding things, by making things clear in his mind, and he is getting by just remembering the things by heart. Okay, so for success in UPSC, see, so success in UPSC, arts, science. So for getting success in UPSC, if the requirement of UPSC is 55 kilo, 55 kilo is the requirement of UPSC, then science background student will do it by putting some more efforts, but he will be able to achieve. But here between 25 to 55 kilo there is a big gap. Within a definite time period it becomes impossible for him to get 55%. Only few of the students. See, there is exception in each and every field. Also, there is exception from man to man. It depends. So, I am not telling that they are not intelligent, they are not getting result. They are also, but comparatively, here the success rate is low. Only 5 to 7% success rate. Here you can say 50%, 50 to 60%, remaining commerce and other field also. Okay. Now one more thing. After dealing with science background student and arts background student, let me also throw some point on Hindi medium and English medium student. See, English medium student, medium, Hindi medium. See, first of all, I would like to say that the foremost requirement of UPSC is your writing skill and the standard of your language. Okay, so whether you write in Hindi or English, it does not matter, but it matters. See, it matters where? See, English medium students, uses each and every say English medium students always makes his sentence by using English words only. They never mixes Hindi. English medium students never uses Hindi words in between their sentences. But taking Hindi medium students, they never write correct Hindi. Apart from this, they always write things by mixing Hindi and English words. Okay, so the examiner always cares these things. Okay, see, okay, let me. हिंदी एंड इंग्लिश वर्ड्स दे ऑलवेज, ये अपना जब भी वाक्य पूरा करेंगे तो इंग्लिश और हिंदी वर्ड्स मिला के, और इनका जो वाक्य होगा, सेंटेंस होगा, स्ट्रक्चर होगा और सब कुछ वो पूरा प्योर होगा, उसमें हिंदी का कुछ यूज नहीं होगा। और इनका क्या होगा, प्योरिटी, इनका प्योरिटी के साथ क्या होगा, कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ होगा, इनमें वो प्योरिटी नहीं होगा। अब मैं सबके लिए नहीं कहता, कुछ एक्सेप्शन होते हैं, लेकिन फिर भी अब जैसे एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल लेते हैं। ओके, सी फॉर एग्जांपल where you have to write railway station. Very common example I am giving you, and apart from these examples there are so many examples which each one of us know. Okay, if we have to write railway station, then English medium student will write railway station, and Hindi medium student will write it as railway station. They will not write it as Sakat Visramalaya. Most of them will not write it as Sakat Visramalaya. Then how they are comparing? How they will compare with the marks they are getting with the students who are scoring more in English medium students. Okay, see, so now coming on the topic, I repeat once that today is my introduction. So I have only tried to give you introduction. From next day I will start my lectures on polity. Okay, and I will definitely try to make you people understand, and also try to clear all your concepts. Okay, so if you people develop your concepts, then you will be able to write good questions. And I will also, at the same time, I will also try to solve some of the previous year questions, so that you will see how good answer is being written, so that as a specimen I will provide you answers on this YouTube channel. Okay, so students, at the end I would like to request you all that like, subscribe and share my YouTube channel, that is Trinetra Pathshala. Okay, I will be obliged by your this act. Okay, and I will regularly come and post my lectures on YouTube only, and also all your suggestions and advices will be a welcome bonus for me, and I will try to improve in my teaching, way of teaching, according to your advices. I will try my level best. Okay, to make this teaching more and more effective, so that you people will get maximum assistance from me. Okay, so thank you. Okay.